Ethel Maharg, thank you for being with us. We just want to remind you that we're asking candidates not to speak about other opponents. If you would, please introduce yourself in 1 minute or less and tell us why you'd like to be governor.
Okay. Hello, everyone, and thank you for having us. Oh, this one? Okay. Sorry about that. I would like to be governor because I was born and raised here. This is my state. I love this state. And I really hate what has happened to our state, especially in the area of life. If you know, my candidacy is I'm breathing life into New Mexico, and I hate the fact that we have become the murder capital of the world. So therefore, I'd like to change that, restore respect back to a life in all areas of our lives here. So that includes life in the womb all the way up to the tomb, actually, but everything in between. Business is important, schools are important, everything that we do has to do with life, and therefore I believe that I am the candidate to turn that around, and I love my state with all my heart. Like I said, I was born here, so I want to make sure that I help to return it like it needed to be. So thank you.
Thank you. 2 minutes. New Mexico is, unfortunately, ranked last nationally in too many categories. What is your plan to turn the state around and make New Mexicans proud?
Okay, well, like I said, life is one, but let's go into the other categories, which is, I know that everybody's concerned about the economy. Well, in order for us to turn our economy around, we have to turn our schools around. We cannot continue to have failing schools in our state, remain where we're at. I guess we're still 50th, right? And even having Puerto Rico in there. But we cannot have failing schools and expect to attract economy. I have attracted economy as a skeleton where I was the mayor of the village of Cuba. And I'm able to do that, but you cannot bring anything in if our schools are failing. Businesses just won't come here. We also have to encourage, we have to build the kids too. Folks, our kids are leaving the state in droves because there's nothing for them here. So we need to have the kids learn not just school, not just go to college, but that they can have some trades. I personally believe strongly in trades. I have a trade. I have a trade and a business degree. And I believe that we should help our kids be the best version of themselves. We need to turn around the gas and oil. We need to bring that back. Well, you know, it is still booming, but it is one of the things that funds our education. But we need to make sure that we focus on our kids. Our kids are the most important asset that we have, and that is what we need to do. Start there.
Thank you. 1 minute. As governor, what qualities are you looking for in your cabinet members?
Oh, this is going to be fun. Okay. I was asked whether I would, what I would do with the budget. Well, first of all, you know, I'd like to say this, that I have been the mayor of the village of Cuba. I served in office for 10 years. And I made it a practice to surround myself with some really good, smart people. So, for the budget, I'd hire Zanetti. For actually, the schools, I mean, we have some really qualified people, because people have asked me, would I consider other people that are running? And I said, absolutely. Rebecca Dow is very involved in the schools, and that's really important, schools. We also CYFD, and Jay is a county commissioner. Veterans Affairs, that would be great. And so I would consider every single one of the candidates that is up here right now running for the cabinet because they have the skills to get that done. I'll have to have a chat with Mark to see what else. So,
thank you. Crime and safety have become a top concern for most New Mexicans. Tell us what you would do to make New Mexico safer. 2 minutes.
Okay. Well, I would close the border, for one, because that is allowing all of the criminal element to come here to our city. And then unfortunately what happens is, well, in Albuquerque, we're now a sanctuary city for for all the immigrants and for every vile thing that happens. If you haven't seen the things that have gone on, we now have also the homeless population. They're having an other element of crime and drugs, but a big deal of it, a good deal, has come from the border. So we need to secure our borders so that we could do that. We need to hire more officers. We need to respect those men and women because they have not been respected. And those poor people, as they continue to do their work, they are putting people, they're writing the tickets, writing the citations, getting them into jail, and they're being disrespected because the judicial system is letting them out just as they turn around. We need to support our officers. Right now, we are down to about a fourth of what we need in our city. That's unfair to them. They're demoralized, and so we need to help our officers so that they can have and train them, bring in officers and train them accurately. And for heaven's sakes, get rid of that revolving door that we have for the officers and also the bond issue that keeps them, and that they're also being sued for everything. You know, people can't do their job. If they can't, they're afraid to do it. And so right now, unfortunately, our officers cannot do their job. As I understand it, of the 400, unfortunately, we have 400 here in Albuquerque, 60 of those are sent there just so they can spy on the other officers. How criminal is that? So we need to take care of our officers so that we can do that, so we can drive the criminal element. But definitely we need to combine it with closing that border and making sure that we adhere to stricter penalties.
Thank you. 2 minutes. Tell us what policies you would support regarding energy production in our state to assure reliability for all New Mexicans.
Okay, I would see to it that every last permit is allowed, that they could drill for the oil, because right now, no matter what the Biden administration is saying about our permits, they're lying. They're not letting our drillers drill and to bring the oil back. We also have coal production in our state. Actually have coal, not production. We have coal. We have a lot of resources in our state, but they're not allowing it to be mined. So we need to do that. People ask me whether or not I'm against the wind energy. I'm not. I'm not against alternative energies, but we need to keep in mind that the most clean energy that we have is what we have right now with our natural gas. Those windmills that they take down, they're only good for 15 years, folks. They do not decompose. We need to see to it that our energy is clean, and right now, the best thing that we have is what we have going right now. Not to mention our oil and gas provides the resources for our kids to go to school. They provide for public safety, and they also provide for health. So we need to see to it that our oil and gas is booming, that it continues to boom, no longer shutting them down.
Great, thank you. Now we're going to do a lightning round. We would like one-word answers that you either support or oppose.
Okay?
Okay. Do you support or oppose New Mexico tax dollars being used for a guaranteed basic income?
No.
Do you support or oppose requiring a picture ID in order to vote?
Yes.
Do you support or oppose the governor's ability to indefinitely extend emergency health orders without legislative approval?
I oppose that.
Do you support or oppose a work requirement for able-bodied New Mexicans receiving public assistance for things like food, housing, and health care?
Yes, ma'am. Don't work, don't eat.
Okay, thank
Sorry,
you.
I know it's more work. 3 words.
Final question, 1 minute. What is the single most important skill that you offer that makes you the best candidate for governor?
I care about life. I think that's it. Life is basic. You know, we've been given by our Creator certain unalienable rights. They are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness in that order for a reason, because without life, the other two don't really matter. The other thing is that I'm really good in a crisis. I have had emergencies when I was mayor. I brought together my team of fire department, and we were getting ready to go to Katrina when that flood happened. So I don't get ruffled. I do not get upset when things happen, so I'm really, really good when things get really, really tough. And the other thing is, I don't quit. I'm not one.
Thank you. The hiring committee, New Mexico voters, will let you know on June 7th if you have been selected to proceed to the next round
Thank you
of the
all.
hiring.
Thank you. Maharg for governor.